What's up, people? What's going on? I.O.B.A. I'm TC, sitting here on a Sunday afternoon, going over some notes and listening to some research video, and you know what? Time to drop a little noise on it. Time to talk to the microphone a little bit. So all last week I was checking out, clips here and clips there, and I might have threw up a video or two mentioning it, but if you recognize the pattern, if you can see the pattern, you'll come to the realization, man, that a lot of second generation Americans, black Americans, seem to be against the idea of reparations for A.D.O.S. people. A lot of second generation black Americans, prominent ones. So last week I listened to maybe 2, maybe 3 interviews, right, from second generation prominent black Americans. It was Joy Reid and Kamala Harris. They were both on the Breakfast Club. And then I checked out a piece about Roland Martin. He was on some other network, sitting up there with some white people talking shit about black males and how we don't like Kamala Harris and all of that shit. So I listened, and then I also saw a piece where, but I already knew this, but Barack Obama a couple of years ago came out against reparations. I think he said it wasn't feasible, some shit like that. But all of these people are second generation black Americans, and they all got a big microphone in front of their face. Even that hearing that they had a couple of weeks ago, had some second generation black Americans on there talking that shit about reparations are necessary and owed, but not necessarily in the form of a check. So why do they feel this way? Why don't they feel that we should get like a payout for reparations? I come to my own conclusions, but you might have a different viewpoint on it. But a lot of these second generation immigrants are coming over here, they doing pretty goddamn good for themselves. Nigerians are doing real well. I know the Caribbeans are doing well, and the Africans are doing pretty good. The other Africans outside of Nigeria are doing pretty good. I mean, when I say doing pretty good, I mean they got incomes, household net worths, and stuff like that comparable to white people and upper class Hispanics. They got really high net worths. So all you got to do is check out Antonio Moore's numbers, and you'll see that the average black family ain't worth nothing really in comparison. And we've been here, 400-500 years. But when they come over here and they second generation, they come with a lot of added advantages. For example, a lot of them come in their 20s and 30s. And sometimes even 40s. And they move here. They move here as grown people. They ain't been hassled by the cops. They don't have criminal records dating back to elementary school and middle school. They don't have bad driving records from getting pulled over all the time. They don't have none of this added baggage that having lived here among white supremacy has black people strapped down by. They don't have none of that shit. They come here grown, already knowing how to act, already knowing how these systems work. And like I said, they don't have that baggage from trying to grow up in a white supremacist nation, under the thumb of white supremacy, getting thrown out of school just because you got an opinion, just getting pulled over, driving while black. They don't have none of that shit. Another thing they come over here with is an education. You see, a lot of countries, not all, but a lot of countries, especially Commonwealth countries, if you have a bachelor's degree from that country, you come over here, you get that degree evaluated by say Joseph Silney or one of those other companies that do that. And that degree is equivalent to a degree here, and it's also honored here. So you don't have the college debt. So you could go into a space where a bachelor's degree is required, and you already got one, but it's from another country, and they honor that thing here. You already got a leg up on a bunch of black people here because we got to pay for that shit. We got to pay $60 and $70 and $80,000 for that degree that you got for free in your home country, and you come here and you can use it. So a second generation black person has that advantage as well, coming in here already educated. Already educated. A lot of times with 3 or 4 years or 5 years or even 10 years of experience. My wife came here with 25 years of teaching experience and 2 degrees, and they all got honored when she got here. So that's another thing that we don't have as ADOS. And you know what else? A lot of times immigrants don't understand the real history of black people in the United States. Now they know about Martin Luther King. They might know about the Civil Rights Movement. They have maybe heard of the Black Panther Party. But they know very little about the details and the lengths to which white people and the white establishment went to suppress black people in this country. They don't know about us getting shut out of the New Deal. And they don't know about black veterans coming home and being told that their position and situation would not change. I mean, black veterans coming home from World War II and Vietnam and World War I, they were told that their situation and their status wasn't going to change just because they fought in those wars for freedom in Europe and, and all that. They still niggas when they get home. A lot of them were lynched. But immigrants coming over here in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and whatever, a lot of them don't know about that part of history. They don't know about the sundown towns and the alligator bait and the draft riots. They don't know about none of that shit when they get here. They don't know how hard white people fought and still fight to keep us as the permanent underclass. They think it's just, well, y'all had the Civil Rights Movement and this and that. So there's so much that they don't know and understand. That's why ADOS is a separate group of people. And that's why we have to identify ourselves as a separate group of individuals. Because we're not white. You know what I mean? Most of us don't have criminal records. Most of us work just as hard as every goddamn body else. Harder, because a lot of times we believe in 2 and 3 jobs. We believe in 2 and 3 jobs. We believe in getting our ass out there and working. We do the right thing. Most of us are pretty fucking conservative. If you sit down and talk to one of us, ADOS people. I mean, not necessarily me personally, but a lot of us are very conservative. You know me, I lean to the left. I wear my motherfucking hat to the left because ain't no right in me. But most black people in this country are very religious and conservative. In spite of all of the shit that was done to us, over the years that Caribbeans don't know about. I know because I was just there and I talked to educated Caribbeans about that shit and they don't know. All they know is what they see on TV and what they have seen on TV for the last 50 or 60 years or whatever. That's all they know about how black people in this country live. So we have to separate ourselves as a completely different group of people with different concerns. And we're owed a shitload of money. A whole lot of money is owed to us. I saw a piece the other day and was in some mainstream newspaper that said, reparations overall would cost somewhere around $53 trillion. But they included a bunch of people that have nothing to do with us. They were talking about Native Americans and other groups. No, I'm not concerned about Native Americans and other groups. I'm concerned about American descendants of slavery, of chattel slavery. That's the only group I'm concerned with when it comes to this issue. You know. And the second generation black Americans that come over here and don't understand, they need to just stay out the movement, stay out the argument altogether. I said this a bunch of times. They need to just stand down on this one. That go for Barack fucking Obama. He wasn't nothing but a Trojan horse anyway. Barack Obama, Joy Reid, Roland Martin, even Umar Johnson need to stand down on this one. If you Pan-Africanists, be that. Be Pan-Africanist. But don't come out against reparations. Don't do that. Roland Martin got his fat, porky pig looking ass in a room full of white people and said black people was the problem. Black men in particular was the problem when it comes to, lack of support for Kamala Harris. He got his big, fat, tubby looking ass up there and said that shit. That's, to me, is the ultimate coon move. And he a second generation American. So fuck him. Fuck Roland Martin and anybody that think like him. Stay out this argument. Stand down. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Y'all need to be talking about Farrakhan. That's number one. And number two, y'all living at the same level as a lot of white people. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand. And I don't care if it take a whole goddamn century. The longer it takes, the more the goddamn debt piles up. It's just that simple to me. Y'all need to be trying to stop the bleeding is what you need to be trying to do, because that's what this country is doing, is hemorrhaging money and debt to the American descendants of slavery. Because the longer y'all take to understand that, this demand is not going to go away, the more money is going to cost you. Somebody asked me the other day, a black man asked me the other day, don't I like any of the Democratic candidates? I said, not really, no. He said, why? I said, because ain't none of them promising me anything. And voting is a quid pro quo. You got to give me something for my vote. You can't just get it. And he had to chill out. He said, yeah, that's right. Because he's an old school brother and he don't understand. He think we should just vote Democrat just for the sake of voting Democrat. No. There's an ADOS agenda out there that he needs to understand. Unless, of course, he's second generation and he don't get it either. But anyway, that's what's up. Second generation immigrants need to stand down on this one, like I said, because reparations is a fight that we got to keep fighting. We got to keep sticking it in their face until they understand. And if y'all not going to get behind it, stand down and talk on other issues. That's it for now, y'all. Hit me with the comment and the thumbs up, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. You know what I mean? And don't forget to subscribe, but only subscribe if you can dig what I'm saying. I don't need the numbers. I don't really care about stuff like that. Anyway, TC, and I'm out.